Good morning and a warm welcome from a place called Vlora in Albania. We straddle the Adriatic and the Ionian Seas, beautiful part of the country, wonderful views out to sea. Italy's behind me, quite a way, great sunsets as well. So if you don't know much about Albania, I've been coming here for 10 years, but if you don't know much about the country, let me give you a few highlights. GDP growth last year, 4%. Compares very well to Britain and the rest of Europe, most of which were negative GDP. Inflation last year, 6.7% it topped out at, no double-digit inflation rates here. And as a personal piece of info, we bought a place here just before COVID, 2019, about 100 metres from the beach that I'm surrounded by here. It's trebled in growth. Can't think of many investments and fun investments that have trebled in growth in the last 4 years, with obviously lockdowns being a significant proportion. So if you'd like to know more about the country, to come on a holiday or even buy a holiday place, give me a shout. I can certainly put you in the right direction. So, business truth. We'll talk business now. This business truth session is about knowing your numbers as a business owner. I have met countless business owners that do not know their numbers. The normal response is, oh, my accountant deals with that, end of year accounts. Well, that's not good enough. It really isn't, because not knowing your numbers up to date, it's like driving up the motorway looking in the rear view mirror all the time. You can't tell what's coming up that may be impactful on your business in a negative way. So don't drive up the motorway looking backwards, look ahead. And one of the key things to do that is monthly management accounts. Now, you don't need to be an accountant. I am not an accountant. I've learned how to interpret accounts in a very basic way. I'm not an accountant. In fact, I think it's an advantage I'm entrepreneurial and not an accountant, because I can look at the commerciality of numbers rather than getting too involved in spreadsheets. But I know how to read a balance sheet. I know how to read a P&L. I know how to read a cash flow forecast. These are key documents that need to be provided monthly, ideally by your accountant. Because why not let a professional produce those numbers for you, so you can make good, well-reasoned, informed commercial decisions, partly based on the numbers you're being provided with on a monthly basis. It's essential. I'll give you an example of a client I'm working with at the moment. They don't run with monthly management accounts, a couple of million turnover, so a reasonable sized business and profitable, but no monthly management accounts. And really that meant that they struggled when I asked them fairly straightforward fundamental questions about the financials of their business. And so they do recognise that was a weakness, and we've been going through recently setting an annual budget. There you go, there's a change after 20 years, budgeting for the year ahead, and doing it piece by piece, line by line. And one of the things that I highlighted is their bookkeeper had posted something wrongly on a ledger. This company deals with Singapore. There was actually an invoice in Singaporean pesos, but it was listed in the UK business as pounds. Now, the difference between the exchange rates is significant. And in fact, for this, it was a £36,000 difference. It meant, in this situation, that my client was understating his profit. Now, you might think, oh, well, that's a good thing, they're going to show more profit. Well, that could be an issue. Had we not found that discrepancy from his bookkeeper, that could be construed by HMRC as artificially downplaying your profits, and therefore tax fraud. So, just a recent example of how important it is to know your numbers and just look critically at what's being provided for you. The big benefit of having monthly financial reporting is twofold. Number one, it's sanity in what is a turbulent world. Particularly if your business is struggling and cash flow is tight, you do need to have a handle on those numbers. So it provides sanity. You can make commercial decisions rather than just looking at the bank account and guessing whether you can afford to spend on something significant or make some capital expenditure. Brings sanity. Number two, and it's an area that I've occupied for the last 2 decades, monthly management accounts in their various forms are essential to selling a business or raising investment. Two sides of the same coin, really. No prospective investor or acquirer is going to take you seriously if you can't articulate short-term growth prospects using the numbers. If you don't budget ahead, it's a scary place to be, and they'll probably walk away. So you need good financial reporting, robust financial reporting, in order to raise investment or indeed to sell the business and exit stage left. So hopefully those tips have been useful for you. Tomorrow we're going to return back to the UK. Going to miss these temperatures of 35 degrees and blue sky, but you've got to get back to reality somehow. And I've enjoyed my time here. Hopefully you will enjoy your time touring the Balkans like we have in the last month. And if it's not on a business level you want to get in touch with me, but you want to find more out about the region, ping me an email. Happy to help you explore this part of the country, or this part of Europe. Take care now. Bye bye.